What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Way Back Wednesday, and today is, it's the first Way Back Wednesday of 2017. So let's bump it up a year, and instead of covering 2011, we're actually going to cover 2012 decks. If I did the math correctly, I want to make sure this is 2012. Yeah, this is 2012 decks, and we're going to cover the first place World Championship. This is 5 years ago. When August hits, or July, yeah, when August hits, this will be 5 years old. That is so crazy to think that Darkrai and Mewtwo and Dark Patch have been around for 5 years. N has been around for 5 years. And that's crazy that these games are still in the format. I mean, these cards are still in the format right now. It's just really crazy that Expanded has all this stuff like Dark Patch. I mean, N's not even an Expanded anymore. It's just a standard now. But this is the list that Igor used to win Worlds in 2012, and this is a very, really good list, obviously. Darkrai Mewtwo was pretty much the best deck at the time. It had answers to pretty much everything on the field. And let's go over this deck and let's see what it's about. So, our main two attackers are going to be Darkrai with the Night Spear 90 and 30 to a bench Pokemon. And each your Pokemon that has Dark Energy has free retreat. And our another main attacker is going to be Mewtwo-EX with the Axe Ball. This attack does 20 damage times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon and the defending Pokemon. You can use Psy Drive. There is enough Prism Energies, which is what Mewtwo needs to use as Psychic attack. So you could use Psy Drive for 120. But for the most part, we are going to go for Axe Ball. And what Igor trying to did, and what a lot of decks did, is since Darkrai Mewtwo was like the best deck in format, you had Mewtwo Wars, where like you just like swing at each other, whoever missed a beat lost the game, and then you had Terrakions to knock out Darkrai. So it was a very, very, very interesting times, for sure. Just use a Terrakion to knock out Darkrai, Mewtwo to knock out Mewtwo, Darkrai to knock out everything else. It was a very cool format. I think 2012 is like one of my favorite formats because it's just so fun and fast, and if you missed a beat, then you lost, which I know is very weird to say, but it's a lot. I think it's a lot of fun, for sure, especially with junk arms and other stuff. We have two Smeargle for Portrait. Once during your turn before you attack, if Smeargle is your active Pokemon, you may look at your opponent's hand. If you do, choose the supported card you find there and use the effect of that card as the effect of this power. This power can't be used if Smeargle is affected by a special condition. Now, this is a Pokepower you do have to worry about, because if it is like a Juniper, you have to play it. You have to discard your hand, draw 70 cards. So sometimes it is very scary to Smeargle. Terrakion, like I said, is a counter Darkrai. It has Retaliate, does 30, and then 60 more damage if a Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during your last turn, and Land Crush for 90. And then Shaymin. Shaymin, he's almost in every single format since he's been printed, or almost in every. Yeah, he's been almost. Yeah, I think there's like all but one Shaymin that's like very playable, and even then that one Shaymin could be used because you need in Shaymin level X. Don't worry about it. But Shaymin Celebration win. Once during your turn, when you put Shaymin from your hand onto your bench, you may move as many energy cards attached to your Pokemon as you like to any of your other Pokemon. So basically it says you just move around your energies. You can just move them everywhere, put whatever you want to, and that is why Shaymin was so strong. So that's going to be all the Pokemon we play. I kind of wish we still had Smeargle. Like, Smeargle Portrait made the game so fast and so much fun, and I still wish it was in the format right now. Before Dark Patch, we know what this does. Attach a Dark from your discard pile to one of your bench Dark Pokemon. One Dual Ball. Flip 2 coins for each hand. Search deck for a base Pokemon, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. I kind of wish he had more. He does play 2 Ultra Ball as well to discard the Dark Energies. I mean, I guess you play enough, like 3 Darkrai, 3 Mewtwo, you'll draw to them, but whew, it gets risky sometimes. For Junk Arm, a staple. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search to discard pile for a trainer card, show it to your opponent, put in your hand. Just really strong to abuse Dark Patch, Super Scoop Ups, and Catcher. But the thing about Catcher is the old card says switch your opponent's active Pokemon with one of his or her bench Pokemon. It's kind of like it's just like a Lysander, but it's not a supporter card. I wish Catcher was still. I mean, I don't actually don't wish Catcher was still like this. Like, Catcher would be broken, but an automatic bring up. Ooh, that'd be so strong right now. Man, just knock out Shaymin on the bench for days. That'd be amazing. But Catcher is now coin flip from a coin of heads, bring a Pokemon off the bench to the act spot. 2 plus power, which does help out the Mewtwo Warriors so much. If you have a DC on a Mewtwo and your opponent has a DC, you're doing 20, 40, 60, 80, which is 160. But with the plus power, you can do 10 more before apply weakness and resistance, which lets you do 180, because now you're doing 90 times 2, which does knock out Mewtwo's. But for Igor, he actually did counter this with Eviolites, making it where to do 20 less damage after applying weakness and resistance. So that means your opponent has to play more plus powers to knock out Mewtwo. And I think multiple people did this, not just Igor overall. 2 Random Receiver, which is really, really strong because you get junk on from Receiver. And Receiver says reveal cards from the top of your deck until you find a supporter card, put it in your hand, and shove the other cards back into your deck. Just kind of guaranteed a supporter card always, which is fantastic. 2 Scooper Scoop Ups to reuse Shaymin or pick up any Pokemon in the active spot. 2 Switch to switch out the active, of course. 2 Ultra Balls so that we can find any Pokemon. And these counts might seem weird, like 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Switch, 2 Super Scoop Up, 2 Receiver, 2 plus power. But you gotta remember, there's 4 Junk Arm to reuse any of these cards, which is great. 2 in, 3 Juniper, and 4 Oak. 4 Oak was the main draw supporter, and I still wish Oak was printed right now instead of Shauna. Shuffle your hand and draw 6 cards. That's it. It's really, really good. It's very interesting to see how, like, 1 card difference, like, changes everything. Like, if Oak was out, I bet people would still play it. I bet people would still play Oak. But since it's not out, people are playing Shauna instead. Now, this also has to do with us having VS Seeker and reuse supporter cards, which is, like, super broken. We didn't have that back then, obviously. We just had, like, supporter cards, and then your Random Receiver, and that was it. There was no VS... I think there might have been VS Seeker... a little bit before this. There was a VS Seeker printed a little bit before this, but I know for sure it wasn't legal for this Worlds. I can't remember when VS Seeker got rotated out. But 3 Eviolite, like I said, mainly for Mewtwo, but you can use it for Darkrai, because Retaliate does 60 plus 30, which is 90 times 2, 180. Then minus 20, your Darkrai is going to knock out. But 3 DCs to help you with the Mewtwo War. It's really, really good for X-Ball. 2 Prism for either Terrakion, Darkrai, or Mewtwo. It can count as any energy, but it can only be attached to base Pokemon. 7 Dark, of course, for Darkrai, and 2 Fighting for Terrakion. It's definitely a weird energy line. I know, like 3-2, 7-2, like what's going on? 14 energies, that's so much, but I promise it does work. And you're going to see this deck in action. Can this deck actually work in Legacy mode or not? I mean, we are finally playing EX Pokemon. Back when we were playing 2011, we didn't really have this luxury. We were just playing like really like okay cards versus EX, but now we're playing EX versus EX, but we're not playing like lasers and ace packs and stuff like that. But still, it's crazy to think that these cards are going to be 5 years old, or the deck's going to be 5 years old in July. That's such a long time ago, and it doesn't even feel like it. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye. Oh, what? Bye? No, not bye. Not bye. Not bye. We'll see you here in a second. Alrighty, we'll see you in the next match here in a second. Alright, so putting against Igor, 1 playing a Psychic and a Fighting deck. Ooh, this could be really dangerous. It's like both of our weakness in one. Psychic and Fighting. Mewtwo's weak to Psychic, and Darkrai is weak to Fighting. So on to our turn. Let's see what happens. We do start with Mewtwo, and our hand's not so hot. I mean, we can Ultra Ball, discard Catcher and PlusPower for a Smeargle, Super Scoop Up if we hit heads. We can pick up the Mewtwo, put it back down, and use Portrait this turn. So press done, and let's see, what do we have? There's a Landorus Garbodor deck. Alright, so we're going to Ultra Ball, discard these 2, to grab a Smeargle, put him down, and use Super Scoop Up. Alright, so pick up Mewtwo, put the Smeargle in the act spot, put down Mewtwo, Eviolite, and we will Portrait. No, we should have put down the other Eviolite. No, well, okay. Well, Smeargle's getting knocked out this turn. So grab Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards, unfortunately. So put a Dark Energy on the Mewtwo, and we'll pass on. We'll pass into our opponent's turn. Now, my opponent probably plays his own Mewtwo. It's a very common Landorus. Yeah, it's very, very common. So, Fighting Energy active. We know he has a Garbodor, but will he discard it right now? If he okay, there's a Verbeck Seeded Gem, a Bike for 1. We know he has a Garbodor, Juniper, and something else in his hand. So, Dual Ball. Let's see what 2 cards it does. You get heads and a tails. Show me Mewtwo. Alright, so Mewtwo's Wars are going to happen. There's a Hammerhead doing 60 and 30 or 10 to our Mewtwo. So on our turn, there's a Prism Energy. Alright. I'm going to Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2 to grab a Darkrai. Yeah, I'm going to grab Darkrai. Put that guy down. Put a Dark Patch on it. Prism Energy this guy, put down Mewtwo, and Oak for a new hand of 6. Come on, Oak. Let's go to war. Alright, so Dark Patch, switch. So we know his hand is Juniper, so what I'm going to do right now is switch into the Mewtwo, and I'm going to Axe Ball for 20, 40, 60. The next turn we can side drive if we find another Prism Energy, which would be really funny to do. So my opponents are going to draw a card. They can Hammerhead for 10. We'll care about that. Alright, there's a Garbodor coming down, which we don't have any abilities. We don't care about Garbodor. Bike for 2. Okie dokie. DC going to Mewtwo, so 20, 40, 60, 80. But it will not knock us out just yet. So Lost River, get rid of our Prism Energy. Oh no. Alright, another Mewtwo coming down. Okay. And a Hammerhead for 10 damage. And probably 30 to the... Oh, Smeargle. So we'll take a knockout this turn. Which I don't know if I agree with that play. Like, why would you try to knock it out right now? So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So my plan is to Catcher. Heads. We'll bring up the Mewtwo to DCE. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay. And we are going to Oak to shuffle, draw 6. If we find a DC, we can take a knockout. And we find it. So we'll put a DC in the active. We will put down a Terrakion. And we will go and Axe Ball for the knockout, doing 200 damage to that Mewtwo. Alright, so we'll go down to 5 prize cards, 1 and 2. There's a Darkrai and a Fighting Energy. Okie dokie. So here comes Mewtwo. If they have a DC, they can take 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 200, minus 20. So that will knock us out if they do find that. There's a DC to the active. Okay. Another Mewtwo coming down. Oh my goodness. An Ultra Ball. Going to discard 2 cards. And discards a Skyla and a Garbodor. We do play a third Mewtwo, so we can keep doing the Mewtwo War, which is what happens in 2012. Alright, so see an Axe Ball for a knockout. So Oak, shuffle, draw new 6 cards. Okay. Alright, so my plan is to find a DC and a Shaymin to knock out the... With 20, 40, 60, 80. No, a DC and a PlusPower can actually knock out the Mewtwo. Okay. So let's see. Can we find a DC Mewtwo? Axe Ball for the knockout. Going down to 3. There's 180 damage. Going down to 3. We'll send in the Darkrai. And on our turn, what do we find? We find a Catcher. We don't really need that. We'll put down the Darkrai. We'll Random Receiver. There's a Juniper. Oh, man. A part of me really wants a Juniper. Discard this hand, draw 7 new cards. But we're going to Oak instead. Oak is definitely the safer play. So Oak, trying to find a DC and a PlusPower. And we don't find one yet. Oh, no, we do have it. Okay, so what we could do is we could put down... we can Junk Arm, discard 1 and 2, or PlusPower. Okay, we get PlusPower, DCE, Mewtwo, Smeargle, retreat into the Mewtwo, and we will Axe Ball for the knockout. There we go. Alright, so we do 180 damage, PlusPower coming to clutch, going down to 2 prize cards. There's a Fighting Energy and a Junk Arm. Alright, we can Junk Arm for a Random Receiver next turn if needed. And I wonder who he's going to send up. If he sends up Mewtwo, we could try to go for another knockout. Oh my goodness, this is what Mewtwo's were made of back in the day. Now, if he sends it the Landers, he could be knocked out. He's going to send the one without any damage on it, which I think is a smarter play for sure. But he is down. He is down a non-EX attacker, which we're not, so that's fantastic. Okay, so onto our opponent's turn. Going to send the Landers. We just gotta hope he doesn't find a Verbex seated gem or a laser. Sorry. So fighting is deactive. Smeargle could hurt us. So computer search. Going to discard 2 cards from his hand. Discard the junk armor to Landers, and let's see, computer search any card out of his deck, which we do not play, because this is 2012, A-Specs did not exist just yet. Oh man, so 1 card going into his hand, I wonder what it is. A laser, I think it had to be a laser if I was my opponent. I definitely would play a laser this turn to try to put our Mewtwo to sleep. No, just a Hammerhead for 30, and 30 to the Smeargle. Alright, so that 1 card must be very, 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 very useful. So we're going to Junk Arm. Discard these 2 for a Random Receiver. Yeah, we'll grab a Random Receiver, and hopefully we find a Oak or a Juniper. And we find a Juniper, which is fantastic. So we're going to Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards, and a Super Scoop Up. I don't know if I want to Super Scoop Up. I think our plan... He can't win next turn, that's for sure. So 20, 40, 60. 9, 10, 11. We need like a catcher, 3 plus powers with Darkrai, take a knock on this guy. I think what I'm going to do is cry a little bit because I don't know what to do right now. I don't know the other Shaymins in our deck either. That's another crucial thing to note. So we're going to Dark Patch. I'm just going to get stuff out of our deck just in case he ends us. So a Dark Patch onto the Darkrai with 1 energy. We'll put a Dark Energy on Mewtwo. And we will Axe Ball for 20, 40, 60. Okay, so 60. What we could do next turn is use a Shaymin, move all the energies up to Mewtwo, and take a knockout that way. We send a Mewtwo, we send a Landorus. Alright, so he did computer search last turn, but he did not play the card he computer searched for, which is very interesting. I just don't know if my other Shaymin is prized. Alright, so there's another Mewtwo coming down. We don't care about another Mewtwo. There's a Flowstone going to the active. There's an Oak, gonna shuffle, draw 6 new cards. Can my opponent find a Flowstone or not? I wonder what card the computer search for. And there's a DC for that Mewtwo. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. It's gonna come down to is Shaymin in the deck or not? So I'm gonna take a knockout, do it 160. 20, 40, 60. Okay, if we find a DC, we can take a knockout as well. So on to our turn. We get a Terrakion. We will Random Receiver. Alright, Ford in, which I do not want. I'm going to... I'm going to Oak. Shuffle, draw 6 new cards, okay? Ooh, okay, so... I'm going to retreat. And a Smeargle. Yeah, I'm going to treat to Smeargle. I'm going to use Portrait and see what's my opponent's hand. So there's a Skyla, which I'm going to grab. And with Skyla, we're going to look at our deck, okay? Alright, so Shaymin is in there. Alright, so I'm going to grab Junk Arm. Alright? This is going to come to a lot of flips. We're going to Junk Arm, discard the Terrakion. And Pokemon Catcher. To grab a Dual Ball. We are going to... Which one do we do first? Do we Dual Ball or do we Super Scoop Up? I think we're Dual Ball first. We're Dual Ball. Heads and a Tails. Alright, we'll grab a Shaymin. And if we flip heads, Super Scoop Up, we can take a knockout. So come on, Super Scoop Up heads. And it's a heads. So we'll pick up the Smeargle, put in the Dark Mewtwo. We'll put a Prism Energy. Use Shaymin, Celebration win. Yes, we'll move the 2 darks to the active. So 1 and 2. and we'll take a knockout. Oh my goodness gracious, X-Ball. And that is what Mewtwo's War, that's a Mewtwo War right there. That's what we always saw back in 2012. That's what everybody loved, and we did come out on top. Even though our opponent played Landorus, we still came out on top. It was a Mewtwo War, a good old-fashioned Mewtwo War, and we did come out on top. My opponent did take a knock on a non-EX, and that's what swung the game for us. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. It was amazing to see a Mewtwo War, which doesn't really happen anymore. But we were good. We had the Eviolites, we had the plus powers, we did those cool damage, we did the great numbers, just hit perfect math, and wow, that's what the game, that's what it was back then. Mewtwo's Wars. And that's why Mewtwo was like an $80 card at the time. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Wednesday. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our three sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.